Lock us in, load us in, pop in that 8-track, spin the tape. Here we go. Hey now everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Star Wars Time. And you know what, Nick? It's so damn refreshing, awesome, whatever you want to say, to be on our own feet at this point.
This is the first time that we can say.
I'm so fucking excited right
Welcome
now.
to Star Wars Time. On StarWarsTime.net. We're no longer on the Entertainment Buddha Podcast Network.
This is it. We did it. I finally did it. My lazy ass finally did all the technical stuff to get the podcast part ported over. I mean, again, we're not bringing the old feed over. We're starting anew. So hopefully those that have been listening, you followed us, because I believe we gave you fair warning. And anyone that is new, welcome. This is it. This is the Star Wars Time show. This is Matt and Nick and Pete the cat, and sometimes Nick's cat. I forget her name. What's her name?
Ellie. Ellie will join us every now and then.
Yeah.
If you hear like a...
Yeah, Ellie's actually good. Like, Nick's cat listens. My cat is literally laying on my keyboard.
Ellie heard her name called, and she just jumped on my desk, so she's here now, too.
Yeah, there you go. But that's how we roll. But, I mean, no, we're not like cat weirdos, but I'm just proud. I'm excited. I'm proud. I feel a little bit of relief that we got over here because, you know, I do a lot of the technical stuff behind the site now and the podcast, and I've learned. I mean, I've run entertainmentbuddha.com for years now. That was my training grounds. I learned everything over there, how to run WordPress, what plugins to install to maximize website exposure, this, that, and the other thing, as well as how to set up a podcast. But anyone that is a technical person in the computer science field, as Nick is and Pete's cat and whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. You could have done the same thing on another project, but any project always can introduce new bugs, new kinks. So the fact that we've got the podcast launched, we just got the email a few hours ago from Apple saying it's been accepted into iTunes. It should start showing up in search within 2 days. It just feels fantastic.
And I gotta say, dude, all credit to you because, you know, we talked about this for a long time, and you know, you knew if we were going to do this that it was going to be a big burden on you in the front half of it just to get everything set up like you were saying, and you really fucking went crazy in some instances. Like, you literally went crazy and worked on it for fucking 10 hours.
I can't help myself. Yeah, no, he's being real. Like, we're talking crazy out of issues that I thought were issues that weren't issues, but still took up hours of my life. I mean, just because I can't let things go.
I would get messages from Matt at 2 a.m. saying that, you know, finally got this working. Looks like we're. I mean, like, and
it was probably like so. When you clicked on something, it turned yellow instead of black.
Yeah, just it was minuscule things. I mean, obviously,
dumb shit.
There's some obvious hurdles that you got to get over when you're building a website and stuff like that, and you're implementing all of these SEO and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, Matt, you went all out. I can't thank you enough for getting us to where we are today. And I mean, you know,
I appreciate it. It feels good, dude. We're here, and I'm glad to have you with me because, you know, obviously we've been doing this for years now under a different umbrella. I mean, I still think we did great shows over there, and hopefully people that were over there have come over here. And even people that are going to be new here, I hope you go listen to some of the old stuff. Because, I mean, we've put our all into this. I mean, Nick knows his shit.
Yeah.
He might have started late. I mean, he was born late in the 80s. For some reason, he didn't even know it existed until he was older, and he had a friend that introduced him. Thank God for that friend, but Nick ran with it. Myself, again, I mean, like I said, I can't remember not knowing about Star Wars, so there's difference there. There's difference in our ages, generations, but we're just good.
We're good.
We connect. We know how to keep things flowing. We know how to keep talking about this subject we all love. And that's what we're going to do tonight because, hey, we've already done 2 episodes. This is going to be the 3rd episode of the rebooted Star Wars Time show. And we have plenty of content planned. And guess what? We're going to start doing special topic episodes. We have one of those planned for next week on top of our weekly show. So things are just going to get nuts from here on out now that we're on StarWarsTime.net. So please, people, those that came with us, we love you. Those that are new, please stick with us and tell everyone else. We really, really, really want this to kind of take off.
Yeah.
We are doing all right on the other stuff. But again, we were buried. You didn't know we were Star Wars. We're hoping now that we are Star Wars, we get a little more of that clicky SEO stuff. But we want to grow. We want to get bigger. We want to incorporate fans. We want to do whatever you guys want us to do. But we can't do that without the subscribers, the likes, the reviews. So please stick with us. Give us a chance. Few episodes, that's all we ask. All right, Nick, kick us off.
We got Billy D, baby. He's coming back for episode 9. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows he's going to be playing Lando Calrissian.
I love that you found this, by the way. I love that you found this. This was fantastic.
I mean, you know, let's set the
because it proves a point we've talked about, but it's also just fantastic.
So let me set the stage here. So Billy D. Williams is a man in his 80s. So.
Is he really? Is he 80?
Okay, we're on the internet here, so let's bring it up.
Yeah, hold on. Let's check this out.
Pull this up.
He's at least you may be right because I think Harrison's pushing damn near 80.
He is 81, born 1937. So,
oh yes, that makes this even better.
Billy D. Williams, a man of 81 years, famous for playing Lando Calrissian, coming back to the Star Wars universe in Episode 9. And a lot of us are thinking, like, what does he have left in the tank? I mean, we've seen Billy D in public appearances before. We know that he's, in a degraded physical shape right now. But Billy D wanted to show everybody out there in the world that he's not fucking around because he posted a video on his Twitter of him lifting weights with a trainer, and the caption says
the greatest thing ever.
Clear goals, motivation, no limits, and then he's got a weightlifting emoji and the sunglasses emoji. So Billy D's bringing it, man. He's bringing it. What did you
He's throwing up. Hey, did you look at the weight?
Yeah, he's got like what?
10
pounds. 10 pounds. Yeah. So he's got 10 pounds on each, and he's doing
but he's 81. I mean, fuck yeah. He's doing hammer press. Anyone that's ever worked out, all right, he's on hammer strength, but he's doing like, what would they call this thing? It's almost like a forward thrust. I mean, it's the one where it's hammer strength. So you got basically bars that are on an axis that you can push out. But you can kind of like squat in, like really thrust your whole body at like, I mean, it's a great football workout. But they got Billy D on, and he's throwing up like, he's got, I'd say at least 15 pounds on each arm, but he's like,
dude.
This is fantastic.
It is, man. And,
and he's doing it for the movie. Oh, yeah.
And see, that's what I was going to bring up. So he's doing this for Star Wars because everybody knows he's in it now. And what's really cool about this is that not only is he not blowing it off, like he's not just saying like, oh, easy paycheck, like he's in the gym, he's getting in shape, and clearly, this role is going to have him, I don't want to say doing any kind of physical stunt work or anything like that, but he's going to be moving.
I hope
like
not.
He's going to be moving around.
Moving, yes. That's all we can ask for.
I mean, I thought this was really cool to see, man. Billy D. Williams.
Well, I mean, especially when you told us that he's 81.
Yeah, dude, if I'm 81 years old and I'm doing that kind of shit, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to make it to 81. I mean, I'm not rich. I don't have the...
Dude, at this point in time, I don't know if most of us want to make it to 81.
Exactly. So, to see somebody like this in the gym and getting it, I mean, he's getting it, dude.
I like the first comment is his... Do you see the first... I love. See, this is why I love Star Wars fans. Do you see it? Is it his Jedi GIF GIF? Yeah, where he's in his cape, like just going woo.
Oh man.
Yes, I love you, Star Wars people.
It is, dude. I mean the fucking.
Keep scrolling down. Do you see the one where it's the Last Jedi, Luke? I've seen this raw strength only once.
Oh man. I mean, and just
all right. If I remember, or no, you do the post now. You got to remember to throw this thread in so people can look at it as they're listening.
Yeah, I mean, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. Scroll through the comments. I mean, you're gonna catch some classic stuff here. You're gonna have the Colt 45 pictures in there.
They gotta be chicken wings.
Oh man, dude, man, it's good shit. It's a good thread. It's a good tweet.
Yes. No, I mean honestly, this is. This is Star Wars fandom at its finest, right here, people. I mean, there's not many times you're gonna hear me recommend going on social media and following a comment chain, but this could be one of the best Star Wars comment chains I've ever seen.
Yeah, man. I mean, people are showing respect.
I mean, it only gets better, and I don't think I've refreshed this since you first sent it to me,
dude.
But I'm just scrolling through. I mean, these memes and clips are fucking fantastic.
Oh man, dude. I mean, like, you have your obvious ones where you got the Colt 45, and then you're right, the one with him eating chicken wings is ridiculous. If you scroll,
do you see the Colt 45 where it like appears out of nowhere, like it just sparkles?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then if you
the porgs, they got porgs.
You have fucking Big Mama's house, Hercules, or
yeehaw. Okay.
I mean, dude,
Hercules.
So
all right, no, okay, people, trust us. We'll throw it into post. That's why if you're listening, I mean, wherever you're coming from, be it YouTube. We're on iTunes, and I think we have an issue with Google, but I think you can still get us on other Android platforms, so who cares? But we got to start linking to the material.
Yeah, I'll throw up the links.
I mean, because that is just, this is a fantastic comment thread. Oh, yeah. And that is nearly impossible to say in this day.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you just look at this, I mean, let me give you a little context. Billy D. Williams has.
I haven't seen any negative yet. I haven't seen any negative shit yet.
Nothing negative at all, dude. Like,
the First Order has resigned effective.
Oh man, dude.
Oh my god, I know this makes no sense to people listening because obviously you can't see what we've seen, but if you watch the video. All right. I gotta stop.
It's a fantastic.
Carry on. Move along.
Fantastic.
Move along.
But yeah, I mean, go follow Billy D. Williams on Twitter.
Get the fuck out of here, the First Order.
And just, yeah.
Yeah, he's. It's fantastic. He's 81, throwing up 15s like, It's fantastic.
Yeah, dude, I
mean, he's like Rocky. It's like Apollo.
It is. It's like Apollo Creed. And like if you scroll down a little bit more on his Twitter feed, you see the picture from when he was at the gym. Like he's sitting with his trainer, and it says, I mean, he was working out with James Caan, and he says, 47 years later and still going strong. You can see him sitting right there in the gym, and he's got a picture linked from, I don't even remember what fucking movie this is, but like apparently he was in a movie with James Caan where they were playing they were both football players. And I mean, yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. So
it doesn't stop giving. I mean, this is just fantastic.
11,000 likes on this tweet here.
You see the little we got to move along. I can't handle this anymore.
He's getting
it's just too much good. There's this little black kid with a hat, respect. And then he like tips it off like, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm closing this.
It's a
one
gold.
out. It's done. I gotta.
It's
close
a golden
the tab.
thread. Everybody, go check it out. I'll link it in the post.
That was honestly one of the best things Nick has ever dug up.
That's what you get.
That's
what you get for following people on Twitter.
That was fantastic. I mean, that was the gift that kept on giving.
It's so good. So good. All right. Lead us into the next one here, Matt. What we got?
We got some fan awards.
We do.
Something that I actually, I know shit. This, for the first time in my life, I applied to the Star Wars Fan Awards in 2018. Didn't get picked. No big deal. I didn't think I would. I just wanted to try. Why not? I mean, what I submitted would have been like toy photography. Point being, the Fan Awards were announced this week, the winners at least. And lo and behold, the Star Wars toy photography community actually kind of cleaned house. And it was refreshing to see. It was awesome to see. But it was also kind of uncanny because 3 of the winners I know. And I've known for, at least a year or more at this point in time because I've worked with them through this site called the Exclude Collective, excludecollective.com, which is a, kind of a premium format magazine for toy photography, collectibles. It's great. Just go check it out. I mean, if you love Star Wars, if you love toys, you will enjoy that website.
Yeah, and I mean,
either way, 3 of the dudes that won these Star Wars Fan Awards, which aren't just like casually handed out. They're not like participation awards. Again, I applied. I didn't even get picked to be voted on to even make it to the finals. 3 of the guys that I know won. One guy won for basically best family photography. It was him in a Captain Rex helmet with his little daughter in a Rey dress. I mean, just fucking beautiful shit.
Yeah.
The other guy won for a video short he did. It was basically like, it was a recreation of a 1978, early 80s Star Wars action figure commercial with his little kids. Fantastic. The other guy literally basically won Best in Show. And the motherfucker recreated the A New Hope poster, the iconic poster where Luke's basically posing as if he's Hercules. Chest is a bear, and he's like, ah! The dude recreated it with action figures and a Darth Vader helmet and, practical smoke. I mean, it's insane.
When you look at the shot in the video where he shows you how he recreated that, looking at that setup and seeing how the final product came out.
Everything's real. It's all practical.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic, dude. And it's amazing to see that these types of creators, creators that you're familiar with, are getting the credit that they deserve from Star Wars proper, not just, fan community on Instagram or on the web elsewhere. Like, they're getting recognized by Disney and Star Wars for their work, and that is the type of shit that sustains a fandom beyond just putting out content like movies and TV shows. Recognizing those achievements is huge for a community.
It's insane. I mean, Trevor, 16 shooter on Instagram. That's 16_shooter, and you need to check him out. He won Best in fucking Show. Best in Show, Best Poster Art.
Yeah, and I mean,
with toys.
It's you.
That is, come on, people. That is some fucking art.
Yeah, I'm looking at this poster right now.
Look at this shit. Look what he did. Look at the behind the scenes, and then look at the final image, and you're gonna be like, what?
Yeah, I mean, you would look at the final image and think like, oh, he photoshopped in the Vader helmet because no, dude,
No.
It was there. It was really there.
I mean, yeah, sure. He photoshopped maybe in some of the stars and in Luke's lightsaber glare.
Everything else was
the rest. That's all practical.
Yeah. I mean, it was an incredible achievement.
Are you fucking kidding me? And then, like I said, the next guy. I mean, look at Zay Takahashi with his daughter. I mean, get the fuck out of here.
That's one of the cutest pictures I've ever seen.
Are you kidding me? Not only does the guy make amazing cosplay shit. I mean, look at his Captain Rex helmet. Look at the gun, the jacket. But look at his kid.
It's
come
too
on.
cute. I mean, like there was no way that was gonna lose fucking best and audience choice. Like that image is too cute. It's so good, man.
Ridiculous. Yeah. And then you have Jason Yang, and this is the guy that literally made a commercial from my era.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what commercials look like. I mean, there's very basic. You'd see kids holding the figures, like running them, going pew pew pew, making the noises and shit. And he did it with his family. I mean, that is beautiful.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this straight looks like it came out of like late 70s, early 80s. I mean, you couldn't tell if you showed this to somebody and did not tell them that this was a fan created video. It looks exactly like a TV commercial from back then. Like, it's just this type of work is the dedication of a truly crazy fan base. Truly crazy fan base, the only way I could put it. I mean, but it was fantastic. It was fantastic.
It's great stuff. It's crazy that I know all these guys. It's not crazy that they won because I know the type of work they put out. I mean, Zay was like, Trevor and Jason actually did creative stuff, and I'm like, dude, I mean, that picture is stunning. Yeah. You and your daughter, I mean, that's some magical stuff. So don't worry about it. But trust me. So just to remind everybody, if you are Star Wars fans, I don't even care if you're into the toys. If you're Star Wars fans, you like Star Wars art. On Instagram, if you're on it, you need to check out 16shooter. It's 16 one word _ You also need to check out BLKSRS Black Series. BLKSRS on Instagram. That's Zay. And then finally, you need to check out Work More or Less, all one word, and that's Jason. All fantastic dudes. The work they put out is, to someone like me that's, still kind of, I'm not going to say I'm new at it, but I don't know shit about photography. I've never taken a course. I grabbed the camera and I just started kind of doing this shit. I'm hacky. I use apps on iPad to edit. I fucking hate Photoshop. These guys are pros. So you got to check them out. I mean, their shit's amazing. And if you look through their galleries, you'll understand why they won these awards.
Yeah, well-deserved achievements by all of these people. And, I mean, it's really fucking cool to see shit like this being recognized. Like that, I keep looking at this Rex and Baby Ray picture, and I mean, it's so eye-catching because
any Star Wars fan would want that.
I mean, I would hang that on my wall.
I mean, there's not a Star Wars fan in this world that would not want that moment.
I mean, it's beautiful. And like you said, it's beyond just the image. I mean, if you look deeper at it, like you said, it's the work that was put into the costume. It even for the kid. I mean, she almost looks exactly like Daisy Ridley in TFA.
I'm telling you, look at this guy's shit on Instagram. I mean, look at his pictures, and you'll understand why that this picture ended up the way it did.
I mean, I'm just looking at some stuff now.
He's very good. I mean, he's very good at weathering stuff, setting up scenes. I mean, just fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is a pro, is a true pro at the craft, and I mean, his shit looks incredible. So, well done to all of the victors of the Star Wars Fan Awards 2018.
It was neat. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, the toy photography community on Instagram was represented heavily in this. I mean, even in the early voting, there was more than just this. I mean, these guys were the winners. There was probably like 8 toy photographers that made this.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna keep trying. I mean,
no, dude. I mean,
clearly, you can win.
And also, as somebody who's followed you from when you first started doing, like, I remember when you first told me, like, I just started taking pictures of the toys and shit. Like,
oh, they're terrible.
I mean,
terrible.
But you've gotten so much better, and I mean, like, some of the shots that you've done recently are fantastic. Like one of the ones I'll call out, or some of the ones that I'll call out, are the samurai figure, Star Wars figures that you picked up, and the pictures that you took of those are fantastic. I mean, it really showcases the figure itself, and then also the editing work that you did in there, and the environmental work that you did in there to really bring those figures to life. Fantastic work. So I mean, don't shit on yourself, because you're definitely not, you know, a novice at this.
I think it's a sickness of a lot of. I'm still not even comfortable calling myself an artist.
I think that
I just do it. I mean, it's a hobby.
I mean, I'm looking at one right now, the Enfys Nest on the speeder. I mean, that's a fantastic shot that you took there. I mean,
but again, I mean, I'm telling you right now, I learned a lot of my shit from guys like this. Trevor, Jason, Zay. They've been courteous with their behind the scenes type of stuff. But it is. I mean, there's part of, do you have an eye for what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
And that to me is the biggest challenge. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, if you have good equipment, you take better pictures. No. It's really all about, can you visualize a scene, something, a portrait, whatever, and then actually take a good picture. That's what it comes down to. But either way, fan awards are out. I think it's a great contest. And I honestly, even though I didn't get picked for anything, I urge people to get involved. I mean, this they're called the fan awards. I mean, we're all fans. This it's for us. And you can do anything. I mean, people can submit movies, pictures, whatever. There's a bunch of different categories. It's really fun to do. You never know. I mean, even a guy like Trevor, he's very humble. I mean, if you look at his work, it's amazing, but he's very humble, and he's like, he had no idea he would have won this thing, because his stuff didn't even come up in, like, general fan voting, where Jason's and Zay did. So, like, Trevor literally was picked by probably Lucasfilm and Disney people to win, where the other guys, I mean, again, everyone gets credit. Fantastic work by all, but I think they got their stuff through fan votes. Trevor literally was just like, hey, you win best in show, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, best poster art and best in show. I mean, and
crazy.
Here's the thing,
I mean, to me, best in show means best in show. I think,
that included some pretty incredible
drawings, everything,
pretty incredible hand drawn stuff,
and he did it with action figures.
Yeah, I mean, so just
get some toy photography. Woo.
And I'll tell you this, everybody who's listening, I mean, it's worth a follow on Instagram, even if all you follow on Instagram are butt models. But like, this kind of shit showing up in your feed as you scroll through, it's really cool. Like, you can stop for a second and be like, holy shit, like this looks dope. Or like one of the, like, in Matt's feed, if you follow Haywood Pop, you're scrolling through and you see a fucking picture of Thanos punching down at Darth Vader. I mean, like, shit like that is just kind of...
I almost hit 1,000 on that. That would have been great. I got up to like 950.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's a dope ass shot. So I mean, it is. It's really nice.
It's a fun. I'm telling you, like I said, if you like Star Wars, even if you don't like the toys, there's some great shit you're gonna see in Star Wars toy photography. I mean, we're talking full-on scene recreations. I shared an image today on the Star Wars Time Show Instagram from Bud Futu. This is my brother from a different mother named Jay Haywood. My name's Matt Haywood. That's why I call him that. Literally spelled the same way. But either way, this guy is the ultimate Star Wars diorama maker on the planet. I'm telling you right now, like, his images look like they're straight out of the movies, except he replaces the actors with...
Yeah, I mean, it's the shot...
Everything else looks real. Yeah,
I'm looking at it now. It's the shot of Han and Leia on Hoth, and they're escaping Echo Base.
He built that. Like, I mean, he literally built that entire diorama. Like, that's all real.
I mean, it's fantastic. It's fantastic shit. I mean...
But, I mean, he's actually started a side business selling his dioramas to people like me because they're so damn good. I mean, he's made, like, a Sarlacc pit diorama, Jabba's palace... It's insane what this guy does. Anyways, like I said, that's just me again making a further case. Check out the toy photography scene on Instagram, especially some of the Star Wars tags, Star Wars toy pics, Star Wars Time Show. You never know.
Good shit all around. So we're going to kick off our next topic here, and this is going to appeal to fans of the old EU, fans of the new EU, fans of Star Wars animated series. This one character has somehow found a way to tie together all of these different universes, all of these different threads, and we're talking about none other than the Chiss Lord himself, Grand Admiral Thrawn. So for all of you out there who've been keeping up with Star Wars novelizations since the new EU launched, you probably know that Timothy Zahn has kicked off the Thrawn trilogy again, and this week there was an announcement on the final chapter, the third and final book of this new trilogy, this new Thrawn trilogy, and it's entitled Thrawn Treason. And this is really gonna bring everything back together here, and it's gonna put Thrawn in a situation where he needs to choose between his allegiances to the Empire, which have grown pretty strong at this point. I mean, in this book he's already worked his way up, I believe, to the rank of Grand Admiral.
What's the timeline on this? Do you know?
So they didn't release,
like, where are we at? Because I mean, ultimately we know
exactly.
what happens.
That's kind of what I questioned in the article.
So like, how much impact does this really have, to be honest?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because like you said, we know his ultimate fate is, well, ultimate quote unquote, is sealed within Star Wars Rebels. So whatever happens in this novel is going to be very interesting. You know, in my opinion, he's going to have to turn his back on the Chiss Collective, because that's his choice. He has to choose between...
Yeah, I mean, is this like prior to Rebels timeline?
I would assume so, yeah. I mean...
Is this like him affirming his commitment to the Empire, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Because one of the things that he's always, like, if you know Thrawn is a very practical and
he's one of the most tactical motherfuckers ever introduced, if not.
Yeah, I mean,
most.
his mind doesn't work like a human mind. His mind almost works like a computer mind, a tactical computation machine.
Watson. He's Watson.
Yeah, perfect. And it's gonna, but he always has this pull back to, like, he doesn't hold anything against the Chiss Collective for exiling him before he joined the Empire, before he was, he made his way into the Empire, essentially jumping on a ship on the planet that he was exiled on, because he understood logically.
Are you caught up on the new shit? Have you read the new stuff?
Yeah, so I'm almost finished the first book. The second book I already have. I haven't started
because
yet.
The second one I've heard is like mind blowing, because he essentially confesses to Anakin that, like, his people in their own dialect use the term Skywalker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because one of the things...
Because don't they have, like, Force sensitives that they essentially kill off after they're a certain age or something?
Yeah, so you're being Force sensitive in the Chiss Collective is considered, like, it's almost like what fucking Spartans used to do with extra female children or, like, cripples. They would just kill you.
Yeah, throw them off.
Yeah, just get rid of you. But yeah, I mean, Thrawn allegiances covers that relationship. Like,
I don't know why I laugh at stuff.
Yeah,
like
it's fucked
that.
up. but yeah, allegiances covers a lot of that. The relationship that he has with Anakin Skywalker, because he knew Anakin during the Clone Wars before he was Darth Vader. They had worked together when Thrawn was still a member of the Chiss Collective before his exile.
I mean, it was with Padme too, right?
Yeah. So there was the Jedi were...
But, I mean, he respects him. Like, I mean, Thrawn, he's not Grand Admiral at this point, clearly, but he, from what I've understood, like, from my boy Kung Fu, is that, like, I mean, he had great respect for Anakin, and he was, like I said, dropping hints, like, hey, yeah, our this term in our language means Skywalker.
Yeah, so I'll get to
Kinda
that.
implying, like, I know, like, who you are for all time.
Yeah, exactly. So that's That's probably covered in 2. In 1, it's really interesting because you get to see his rise and his, essentially the story is kind of told through 2 lenses. It's told through the lens of Thrawn. So you get chapters where you read through his mindset, how he thinks through things, and also his, not really his confidant, but what is essentially his translator. He gets to the Imperial, Academy, and initially you can't speak Common or Basic. He needs to Common. I don't know why I said that, but like he needs to learn it. So he has
I mean, these days no one can even speak Basic. So
yeah, but he has this translator along with him, and even though at a certain point Thrawn has mastered Basic, he still keeps this translator at the rank of ensign along with him through his meteoric rise through the Empire, and the other half of the story is told through his eyes. His name is Eli Vanto, and it's really interesting. It's really interesting to see the dynamic between these 2 characters, how Eli feels as Thrawn keeps getting all of these promotions, gets his own ship and all of this stuff, and Eli feels like he's just being dragged along. His career path has been destroyed. It's really cool, but he also has a very, very strong loyalty to Thrawn throughout the whole thing. So,
are we talking like promotion to the Chimera?
So he hasn't gotten to the
like
Chimera yet, but he is in control. But where I am in the first book, he already has control of his own vessel. But it's not a Star Destroyer. No, it's a different Imperial vessel. But he worked his way up to the commander of a vessel in very short time.
Yeah, I mean this is probably an area of the Star Wars universe that I just suck at. Books. I mean, this may be something you're gonna have to like take the lead on.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be the one to read all the novels.
I blow at books. I mean, I think I want to get caught up on the comics because I've heard some of the Vader stuff is ridiculous, and I've read at least the first 6, 7, 8 maybe, and they are fantastic because I love the guy. I mean, Vader's everything. Yeah. But yeah, we need to like expand into this shit. But me and books for some reason just don't.
I gotta get you an Audible subscription where you just plug it in and listen to it in the car.
I know, but dude, I love sports talk or Howard. Like, I mean, if Howard Stern's on, that's what I'm listening.
Really, the only thing I listen to in the car now is podcasts and mostly Rogan. Like, I'm listening to like Rogan's podcast or something else. So.
Stern's my guy. I mean, I've been listening to him since 1995. I mean, to me, he's everything in broadcasting. But outside of that, sports talk, local sports talk. I mean, I have some. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't really love Columbus, Ohio, but we have some fantastic local sports talk broadcasters.
Well, I mean, yeah,
and that's what I listen to. But no, you're right. I mean, it is. If I'm gonna ever get into books, it's gonna have to be audio.
It's easy, if you go on a long road trip. And the thing is
that's the key. I just don't like long road trips.
Even if it's just during your commute, 10 minutes a day, you catch up on some, few chapters via the audio book, and you got something interesting.
No, you're right. But like I said, I'm always listening to goddamn sports because I almost love to be miserable.
I know you do.
Because right now, I am one of the most miserable fans around. The Buckeyes had a fucking, basically in my mind, a fail year. And the Steelers have honestly shit the bed. I mean, they've done what I predicted they'd do, but I didn't think they'd do, but they've actually done it. They've crashed and burned, and they're probably going to miss the playoffs, and it's honestly consumes
your boy
me.
Tomlin might be in trouble.
No, he's not. He's not even remotely, and that's what makes me even.
That's just because of Rooney's. The Rooney's will never fire anybody. Anyway, this isn't a sports talk podcast, everybody. This is a Star Wars podcast.
Yeah, well, you never know. I mean, we basically put it in the description.
Yeah,
right?
We do have.
I mean, what is our official description? Let's read it for everybody.
There. So our tagline is I love, because you came up with this one. It's beautiful. A Star Wars podcast for a more uncivilized age. Well done, deep cut. That's our tagline on the podcast. And
yeah, that's just on the graphic.
Yeah. And let's see, because we were talking about it earlier. Our description is
Oh no, here I
Okay.
got it.
I was.
So if you're looking at it on iTunes, or I mean, really anyone should pick it up because I believe it takes. I don't know which. Actually, it might take the description too. The description's kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie. We may have to fix that. I'll just read the iTunes one. So the iTunes summary is: this is a Star Wars podcast for a more uncivilized age indeed. Take a tangent-filled, there you go, people, jump through hyperspace with the sometimes drunk Sith Lord Matt, always for the most part, and his much more calm Jedi compatriot Nick, as they weave their way through all of the new and old happenings in the Star Wars galaxy. From games to movies to dumb internet threads, they have you covered. If you're lucky, they may even say something positive about the prequels.
That's really lucky, honestly. Like, you may hear a complimentary word from me every now and then, but if you hear something,
I'm telling you right now, it's got some fantastic music. There's ding ding ding. We almost need sound effects for that.
Yeah, I know.
Like, anytime we say something nice about the prequels, we should play like little kids going, "Yay!"
Dude, like we might need to do that because it's rare.
But, I
in
mean,
these
think
parts.
about it. There's some damn good musical themes. Again, thank God for John Williams.
Yeah.
That came out of the prequel era. I'm not even talking about Duel of Fates. There's even some good Attack of the Clones fucking like just orchestral scores.
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, specifically the music towards the end of episode 3, really strong. I mean, John Williams shines in that movie, and it's really the only thing that makes the prequels bearable. Like, if you didn't have those scores and those beautiful musical numbers by John Williams, then I don't know if the prequels would even be watchable. But he brings the heat like he always does. It's a shame to see him retiring, but the man is old as fuck, so he needs to rest a little bit.
Is he doing 9 or no?
I think he is doing 9. 9's his last one, but
You would think so.
also, like,
No one's gonna turn down
one of the pieces that, like, it was a super small piece of news this week that dropped, and it basically said that Star Wars, Solo, a Star Wars story, did not make it into the Oscars for best score because they submitted it too late.
They submitted their shit too late.
So essentially what happened with that was they were going to kick it out, but they did it past the November 15th deadline, so they weren't even considered. They weren't even allowed in. But that score was not Williams, but they did have some of Williams' songs in it.
Yes, I think they had the credit.
Yeah,
him.
they credited him because they used some of his stuff, but it was largely done by some other composer. I don't remember his name. It wasn't Michael Giacchino, but it was somebody.
Well, at this point on this show now, we're just gonna start making up names. So yeah, his name was Joe.
Yeah,
Schmo.
so he was the composer for Solo. Unfortunately, did not make it into the Oscars. But again, you guys, if you haven't seen Solo yet, I was at work today. 2 people said, "Man, I finally watched Solo, and that movie's fucking cool. It's really fun."
That's my favorite. I love those.
Dude, just get on the goddamn train already. Like, Solo is a fun movie, and it gives a lot of great context. It shows you.
I mean, why would you not? Why would you not go see it?
I don't understand. It's like
unless you're a dope.
Like, if you're one of the people like Matt who has the AMC, what's it called? AMC Premium, some shit.
Stubbs A-list again. I mean, amen. This thing is the greatest invention for movie buffs of all time.
Yeah. So if you have A-list, you can go see these movies for nothing because you've already paid your monthly fee. But
$20 a month, 3 movies a week.
There you go. And if you don't have A-list, and now that Movie Pass is dead, and you pay for movies just like a regular old person like me, it's $8. Go see a matinee. Go to one of the less crowded theaters in your area, and just sit down for $8 and fucking watch Star Wars, people. Like, Solo is a fantastic movie. It got shit on because people are idiots.
It's Star Wars in the end. I mean, it's Star Wars.
At the end of the day.
I mean, it just goes to show, as much as we want to think everyone loves Star Wars, there's a lot of casual fans.
There are, and I think there are more now. There were no casuals.
Yeah, of course.
You know, post episode 305 to fucking 2015, when it was just us in the basement duking it out with whatever was left on the internet and the cartoon series, like, there were no casual fans. Now, Star Wars is mainstream. Star Wars is a global phenomenon again. And there's a lot of people who only want things to go down their way, and if it doesn't go down their way, then they're going to bitch and moan.
It was still the burnout fact. I mean, we've discussed this many times over. I mean, Disney definitely fucked up, and Bob Iger himself said, I fucked up.
Yeah, it's like, we didn't handle the marketing and release of...
They got cocky kid, right? I mean, they went against Han Solo's advice.
Yeah, and the thing is Disney was competing against themselves at one point. Like, that Solo was in theaters the same time that fucking Infinity War was.
Idiot. I mean, it's moronic.
Yeah.
Moronic. It would have been launching today.
Yeah.
To insane amounts of fanfare compared to its May launch.
Which was buried in the midst of Deadpool.
Yeah, behind Deadpool. I mean, any big movie from the spring basically was in front of it, giving it middle fingers.
Yeah, just poorly executed. We've talked about it a lot before. We know that this is the first full Friday cast on the Star Wars Time .net network, but we've talked about it before. We have a lot of banked episodes over on the Entertainment Buddha Podcast Network, but yes, our thoughts are out there on the internet multiple times over about Solo. So, it's a shame. It's a shame, everybody. But, let's move on to...
I mean, the bigger shame is that we now know it did effectively lead to delays, if not full-on cancellations of other projects.
Yeah. I mean, it's confirmed now. It's confirmed not only through rumors and, through speculation. It's confirmed.
The Solo stuff alone, I mean, especially after you've seen it, how could you not want to see another movie with those fuckers?
I mean, it was fantastic. The way that it ended led into such a intriguing second chapter that it's a fucking shame that we're not going to get it.
And they've even is said as much. I mean,
John
Homeboy,
Kasdan.
What's his name? Kasdan said, I mean, Han and Kira's relationship had 3 stages, and we have not reached the final stage.
Yeah, we've
yet.
only seen 2 stages of that, so.
I mean, that was set up. They set that thread up. They set the Maul thread up. They set the Jabba thread up. It's like, come on.
Yeah, there was a lot to happen in that, and we're never going to get it now. I mean, unless Lucasfilm can, figure out a way to include these threads within their Disney streaming platform.
Think about it this way. What has Netflix become? It's become a film distribution channel at this point. They're a good chance Disney Plus, we know it's going to be a success. I mean, to me, it's impossible for it to fail with its licenses. I mean, I don't know how people are not going to want to subscribe.
Oh yeah, dude, it's impossible to fail because we also know that the price point that it's coming in at is under Netflix's price point, and Netflix for their top tier package is $15 a month. I mean, if you're talking about all Star Wars content, aggregated in one spot, plus the return of Marvel hero shows and new Star Wars content, new Marvel content.
I mean, dude, fuck all that. The original stuff. I mean, we're talking The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah,
we're talking original Marvel shows. I mean,
I'm gonna be there day one. I mean, I'm guessing the price point's gonna be $10. I will gladly cough up the $10 a month to watch some of this new content, and that leads us right into the official casting reveals of The Mandalorian by Disney Star Wars.
Even before that, my ultimate point was, if this venture goes way of Netflix, do you not see potential for straight to Disney Plus Star Wars movies?
Yeah. I mean, my first thought when I heard that the Game of Thrones bros were coming over to Star Wars was...
You think that could be their shit?
Was that they were going to helm the creation of Disney Plus original Star Wars movies. That was my first thought. Now, I mean,
why
yeah,
not?
I mean, they've already proven to the world that they can produce premium content for a huge provider like HBO. So why not take your skills over to Disney?
It comes down to, it feels like these people are spending just as much to make shows as movies, and you'd think you could make more money from a movie, though, right? Movies. Let's face it. Star Wars movies in particular, they have the potential to make billions.
100%. But here's the thing with a movie
in theaters.
Here's the thing with a movie. A movie, you get here's what you get in the theaters. For people like us, you get $40. You get 4 individual movie tickets, and plus you get the home DVD Blu-ray release. So you get probably $60 out of us total. With a streaming service, you get $10 a month from us every month until we expire.
All right, yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, the numbers definitely pump up.
Point made.
So,
checkmate, bitch.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
So,
you're right. I mean, there are times I sit there and I'm like, I pay Spotify $10 or whatever a month, and I could probably save money just buying the fucking CDs.
Probably.
Or just downloading the shit from fucking iTunes.
Oh yeah. I mean,
but it's the allure that I can literally download or search
anything that you could ever think of.
At any time, I can get whatever I want to listen to.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I want to listen to The Police, and then bam, there it is.
I love it. I love it. That's why I pay for it.
I mean, it's a fantastic.
But you're right. It's the same shit. I mean, you get looped in, and you end up ultimately over time spending way more money for something than you would ever consider spending.
Oh yeah,
money.
I mean, Disney Plus the first year, if it's $10 a month, we'll spend $120 in the first year. I mean, easy. And then
I probably already spent $30 to listen to the Queen soundtrack, like the movie from Queen.
Yeah.
That's how much I've listened to it over the past 2 months or whatever. So I basically dedicated my entire Spotify money to that album.
Exactly. And like for us, Disney,
if I probably could have bought it for $9.99.
Probably so. Saved yourself a little bit of money. And then it's going to be the same way with Disney Plus. Like for people like us, we're going to go to Disney Plus for all the original Star Wars content and all of the, the old Star Wars content that's going to be housed there. I mean, but we're getting stuff like you said, like we're getting the new Clone Wars.
Are they getting it though? Didn't you tell me at one point that they don't get any of the old shit?
They don't get OT and they don't get prequels. But they'll get
like Jedi and Force Awakens.
Yeah, exactly. And they also,
because Netflix has Jedi and Rogue One.
They do have Jedi Rogue One. They don't have TFA. I think they had TFA for a little while and then it's off already though.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, they're going to get all of the Disney-produced property of Star Wars, which includes the new Clone Wars series, the new series for the new Cassian Andor series from Rogue One, and then also Mando, of course. It's gonna be one of those powerhouse. It's going to be a powerhouse from the day it launches. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, I can't wait. I mean, they already said it's going to debut late 2019, and I don't know. I have a feeling Mando's going to be part of the launch lineup.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and now that we
know it's filming. I mean, we know it's 10 episodes. I mean, it's going to be ready.
Now that
it's going to be ready for this time next year.
Oh, I 100% agree. I mean, now that we have everything official from Disney too, like we've already had the official announcement of the show. We've already had the official announcement.
Well, yeah, move into it because I kind of cut you off, but go ahead and kick into. I mean, this is it, people. Mando's been fleshed out.
Yeah, I mean, we know who the directors are. We know what the show's called, and now we have the official word from Disney and Lucasfilm on the cast.
Which, again, all credit to making Star Wars, because these fuckers, I mean, they called out the biggest confirmation in this, and that's Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, they called Pedro Pascal. They called
months. I mean, at this point, we can almost say months ago.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was 2 months ago. But we have the official casting information from Star Wars themselves, and like you said, Making Star Wars got Pedro Pascal. They got Gina Carano. They got Carl Weathers. They mentioned Nick Nolte. He's in it. And then on top of that, we get Werner Herzog. I mean, people who are up with the film industry, you know who Werner Herzog is. He's going to be very interesting to see who he plays and how he plays in Star Wars The Mandalorian. I assume he's playing some sort of like Imperial who is like off in the corner of the galaxy somewhere, because Herzog seems like he would play a perfect Imperial.
Yeah, he's gonna like look old as shit, won't he?
Yeah, I mean, Werner Herzog is
like
old as shit. Let's be real here.
Yeah. Yeah, he's born in 42. He's 76. So yeah, he's gonna look pretty gnarly.
Yeah, and
he's still younger than fucking Billy D doing his fucking yeah, get it. Eat it first order.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna get a tweet from Werner, lifting the weights, putting on a gun show, because
Billy fucking D,
dude's ripped. He's gonna be jacked in that movie. They probably got him on HGH and everything.
I don't care if he doesn't even stand, as long as he can bring that Lando flair. That's all I care.
He brings the swagger.
So, anyways, dude, I mean, this is some pretty big shit. Not only does it confirm that a lot of these
rumors were true,
people want to call them amateur sites like us, whatever, but they know their shit first and foremost. But it leads to some interesting speculation of what are these people playing?
Yeah. So specifically, one that you and I were talking about off cast for a second is Gina Carano. And if we refer back to the rumors that we were talking about last week around The Mandalorian, and in the rumor of the main plot being around the Mandalorian character, Pedro Pascal's character, being hired to kill a baby and then taking this baby, under his wing and raising it, can we speculate that Gina Carano's character is this baby grown up? Like, do we get a time jump from when the Mandalorian is hired to kill this baby into the future, where they're both, working together or mulling their way throughout the galaxy as a duo now? A lot of interesting shit can be pulled out of these confirmed castings. And I mean,
I don't know, man. I mean, to me, if we're going on your theory that the baby is probably Mandalorian, if not Mandalorian royalty, if we're going to run with that, she is the epitome of a Mandalorian female to me.
Yeah, she is. I mean, Gina Carano, if you don't know who that is a former MMA fighter. She literally built women's MMA by herself. I mean, she was the first women's MMA superstar. She's a badass. She is a trained fighter, and
yeah, she was way before Ronda.
Yeah, way before Ronda Rousey, way before any of the current female MMA champions.
She's in Deadpool. I mean, she was one of the bad guys in Deadpool.
She was Angel in Deadpool. And she's also been in other stuff. I think there's that, I can't remember what it was called, this movie with John Cena, I think she was in. But
yeah, but to me, dude, do you not just she just not look like she's meant to wear Mandalorian armor?
Yeah, 100%, dude. Like, no question about it. And just her physical abilities that she brings to the role makes her perfect for a Mandalorian.
Exactly.
Like, it's too good.
Because I looked up Emily Swallow because I wasn't familiar with her, and I definitely don't see her being Mandalorian, or maybe she is, but she's, I don't know if say she's older, she's my age, but if we're talking the whole baby theory and that we think the baby theory is going to jump in time, I just don't see her being that.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Emily Swallow, for those of you who are looking for a reference, she was in The Mentalist. as Kim Fisher, and she was also in the 11th season of Supernatural. But she definitely does not fit what we would perceive as a Mandalorian, if we want to go that way.
Maybe a love interest for Pedro.
Could be, for sure. Could be. I want to see some female Imperials or some female bad characters, because, so far we've gotten in the First Order, and we've gotten in the Empire throughout all of the movies. We got a lot of male characters. I want to see a bad female character, and I don't know if she's going to play it. I don't know if she is set for that kind of role.
You don't really. I mean, you get that in Rebels with I forget.
It's
her name.
Governor. Oh shit, Price. Yes. Yep, that's right, Governor Price.
Is it
yeah,
Price?
because she's also in the Thrawn novel, the first Thrawn novel. So yeah, I mean, you get some here and there in other properties, like you said, in Rebels. Obviously, one of the biggest ones through the cartoon series was Asajj Ventress. So there are some out there, but I want to see live action, evil female characters, and it'd be cool to see something like that in one of these shows here. So other notable characters, we already talked about Carl Weathers. People that made it into the announcement were.
What the hell do you think Carl's?
Dude,
playing?
Carl, I don't know, man, but I just want him to be.
Well, shit. We skipped over Giancarlo.
Giancarlo, and you're gonna yell at me for this because I have not watched all of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, check this out, people. This motherfucker hates Breaking Bad.
Okay, hold on now. Let's put the brakes on a little bit. I didn't say I hate it. I said I.
Well, you said you stopped after not even two seasons. That means you didn't.
I watched
like
the first 2 seasons. I didn't get as into it as everybody else did. It didn't grab me, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it was because, of the type of shows that I was into at the time, because I was watching a lot of, like comedy stuff like 30 Rock and How I Met Your Mother and stuff like that. It just didn't fit with what I was into at the time. I mean, I may go back and give it another twirl, because I know it's.
See, he said
May.
May.
I'm not gonna commit to it here, but it's possible that it happens.
Hey, either way. Giancarlo Esposito, or Gus, for those of us that watch Breaking Bad and understand its excellence, he's going to be in this motherfucker. And I love this guy. I mean, even if you don't know him from Breaking Bad, I mean, I believe he was in the last 2 Maze Runner movies.
Yes, he was. He
was in a few TV shows that I wish kept going but got canceled. The one, I forget what it was called, but basically all electricity disappeared.
Oh, yeah, that was called...
Humans.
Oh, fuck. I watched that for a little while, too, and I can't remember.
Yeah, it made like 2 seasons, and then he just whacked.
Yeah, Revolution. That's what it was.
Yeah, something like that.
That's what it was. Yeah,
he's a damn
and he's
good
in
actor.
Better Call
so,
Saul,
I mean,
too. So, for those...
Yeah, exactly. But Nick probably hates
I haven't
too,
watched
so.
it.
Exactly. Yeah. See, he's borderline.
I mean, look, send me angry tweets.
Next thing we know, he's gonna say Attack of the Clones is his favorite Star
I
Wars
mean, did
movie.
you see the Geonosis battle? I mean, come on. There were so many Jedi.
Fuck that. How about the love story on Naboo?
It's too good.
I mean, when he jumps on that fucking big pig cow thing,
It's too good.
One of the best scenes ever.
It's too good. So, but moving on, I mean, like we were saying before, the real big one here is Werner Herzog. That's a massive casting. We want to see where that goes. Nick Nolte, for those of you who...
Yeah, but what do we say on Carl?
Carl. Let's talk about Carl.
Like, what's this motherfucker? What's he gonna do?
Just want him to...
I just want him to be Apollo.
Yeah,
Creed.
I know. It's like that's all I want. I want him to be like some sort of badass. I feel like he's rebellion. Like he's a rebel, right? He's maybe if he's not a rebel, then he's some sort of contact of the Mandalorian. Like he's.
Or what was his name in Predator?
That's what I was gonna look up, because I mean everybody knows Apollo Creed, but who the fuck knows what the people's name in Predator was?
Yeah, I mean I know Arnold was Dutch, but what was the other dude's name?
Let's see, Predator, 1987. We're on the internet here, people.
Yes.
I am Dylan. Dylan.
Yeah.
Dutch and Dylan.
Right.
All I want is just a recreation of that
when they flex their biceps.
greasy hand grip when they're flexing.
Dude. It's one of the greatest shots of 80s cinema.
And it's also the greatest show of steroid use in Hollywood ever. It was pure. I mean,
the only way it could have been better is if Sly showed up.
and just like fucking started shooting a machine gun. Like if John Rambo dropped
and he was
into
playing like Rambo was in South America at the same time.
Please, Hollywood producers, if you're listening right now, let's make this happen. Take the crossover between Predator and Rambo.
Dude, there's another Rambo going down right now.
Are you serious? I don't know if you're joking or not.
Yes.
Oh my.
I'm not joking,
dude.
And I can't wait. I mean, what are you talking? The last one could have been one of the
best.
The
last one was dope as fuck.
It was one of the goriest fucking movies I've ever seen.
On
like faces
on
of
a
death.
50 cal just mowing fools down.
Just mowing motherfuckers.
Oh my god. But yeah.
I love that.
I mean, Carl.
That's why I'd love like an R-rated Star Wars where like turbo lasers are just melting people's faces.
Yeah, I mean the closest that we ever got to like R-rated Star Wars stuff, you could almost say was in Episode 4 when Obi-Wan cuts that guy's arm off and it's just bloody laying on the floor.
No, I mean, dude, I've got the high ground.
That's true. Yeah.
That's the most violent scene in 100%, Star Wars.
Because he does
hands down
actively catch on fire and his whole body burns right in front of your eyes.
He cuts his arm off, both his legs, and then watches him melt.
Yeah. Yeah, like you literally see. I mean, that is a brutal scene to watch. Like you see Anakin's entire body just turn to char.
Yeah, his little stumps start, and then it spreads up to his head and just fucking melts his face.
Yeah, it was. That's pretty gruesome. But
that's what I mean.
But yeah, I mean, what do you see Carl Weathers as in this? What is your first impression of Carl Weathers in Star Wars? Because it's tough. It's tough.
I think he's. I don't know if there's going to be traditional good guys, bad guys, but I think he's going to lean towards a better type of guy.
Yeah. I almost want to place him in some sort of neutral faction. Like, I don't think he's going to be a part of either the Empire or the Rebellion.
Yeah, just like an advice guy, like a arms dealer type.
I could see that, like him being the proprietor of some sort of shop that the Mandalorian frequents.
Or maybe he hands out bounties. Or
could
something.
Be, yeah, could be. But I do think that, I mean, it's so hard, too, because like we said, all of these castings are so high profile. Like Gina Carano, big name, Werner Herzog.
Hey, man, 10 million episodes,
yeah,
bro.
I mean, so
It's got to go somewhere.
So I figure that all of these people have a prominent role within this show. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it all plays out. Another name up there, like I mentioned before, is Nick Nolte. And for those of you who don't know Nick,
he's crusty as fuck looking. So who knows what he can do.
Nolte is going to be really interesting. I almost feel like he has to play a drunk because it always just seems like he's drunk. Like, I mean,
I could see him almost being like an old crotchety, curmudgeonly Mandalorian drunk.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, he could be like a Mandalorian outcast. Maybe he's some sort of mentor to the title character, to the Mandalorian. I mean, I fucking looked up Nick Nolte on the internet, and the first three things that fucking...
He probably looks drunk.
He looks drunk, and one of them says Nick Nolte crashes his car into a concrete barrier while shopping. Like, what the hell, man? What the hell? Oh, man.
Yeah, he was. I think at one time he was like a promising actor.
Oh, dude! I mean, look at the films that he's been in.
He's a fucking disaster.
Now he is. Yeah, I mean, Thin Red Line, great movie. Cape Fear, great movie. I mean, drunk all
Hulk.
the time.
Yeah, Hulk drunk.
Like, I mean.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, in Hulk, he literally plays a drunk.
Yeah, dude, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Because he had a lot of substance abuse problems. The most recent thing that I've seen him in was Warrior, which was an MMA movie with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton.
And he's probably drunk.
He played a drunk dad. That's what he did. Like he played an alcoholic father.
Yeah, see, there you
and
go.
like,
there you go.
you know, and he fucking nailed it. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see where he falls. And then Omid Abtahi, which is
we've all seen him before. I actually pulled him up.
Yeah, you know who this guy is. I didn't know him by name, but as soon as I saw his picture, I was like, okay, yeah, I've seen this guy around before.
Yeah, Hunger Games Part 2. He's been
in. Brothers is one that I remember him from specifically. Argo he was in, which is Ben Affleck's flick that won the Oscar. But yeah, he's a recognizable face.
Obviously, Space Chimps and Space Chimps 2.
Yeah, Space Chimps 2 was definitely better than Space Chimps 1, but recognizable nonetheless. I've never heard of either one of those motherfucking movies. No. We already mentioned Emily Swallow, and I think that about rounds it out. I mean, this is a pretty stacked cast, dude, for a TV show.
It was, I mean, I think if anything, it just, again, a lot of these were floating around there. I mean, we picked up on the Gina stuff, on the Pedro, on the Carl stuff. And I think even one night when we were casting, we even mentioned Nolte. But as I mentioned in an article, I think the Esposito, Swallow, and Abtahi reveals were kind of new or kept under wraps.
Yeah, I think so.
Either way, I mean, it's a damn impressive cast if these are going to be your main characters that pop up throughout whatever 10 episodes or whatever they're going to run.
Dude, I'm just excited to see Pedro Pascal in this lead role. I mean, the guy has killed it in everything that he's done since he's been in
No, I think that's a damn near perfect casting, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know who this character is other than that he is a Mandalorian.
Well, I mean, if the baby thing's true, I think we do kind of know who he is, and I think this guy's perfect for it.
So, I mean, it's a killer cast. It's going to be a killer show, and you know the fact. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that this is going to be a release title with Disney Plus. The fact
it would be moronic for it.
Yeah, I mean, we have the official casting already announced, and it's I mean, we don't know exactly when it's coming.
Dude, they're shooting. I mean, they've been shooting for months.
Yeah, I mean, basically making Star Wars lives on that set. I mean, they see everything that happens and post them up on their, their Twitter or Instagram and, on their site. So yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why this would not be ready to go day one on Disney Plus.
It's almost take it to the bank territory.
Yeah, I would say that. I'd say take it to the bank for this. But
he took it to the bank.
Yeah, I mean, any final thoughts you have on the Mandalorian?
No. I mean, I'm glad we got me. We've talked about this many times before on Star Wars Time, at least when we were on EB's network. Now we're on the new stuff, StarWarsTime.net, represent. But I've always I just lost my train of thought completely.
It's gone, people. That's how we roll here.
Yeah. Deleted. Move along.
Yeah.
I had no idea where we were going.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. Move along.
My cat just jumped on my keyboard while I was talking. It kind of threw me off and deleted. Literally, completely deleted thought.
So yeah, people, Disney Plus, get on the train as soon as it leaves the station. Don't be late, because this is the kind of material you're going to be getting from it. Good fucking stuff.
Yeah, it's a day one buy. If this show isn't a day one title, they're dumb.
And if you want,
like, if they're gonna launch it with just a bunch of YouTube, like Disney YouTube property content you can already get, it's like, go home.
No, they're not stupid. Disney knows what they're doing here. They've watched the model that has been proven successful by Netflix. They've seen some of the stumbles of other platforms, and they've pretty much decided that they got a handle on it. And I feel like when Disney feels like they have a handle on something, they execute damn near flawlessly. So, looking forward to it. If you want more information on Disney Plus, go to StarWarsTime.net, search Disney Plus, And I have an article that outlines the reasons you should be on it from day one. It's called Disney Plus is Required Watching for Star Wars Fans. So give that a read.
Damn Skippy. And Marvel.
And Marvel, yeah.
All right, my friends. Well, I think it's that time of the episode where we're going to bid you farewell. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. I mean, I think we gave our usual stupid hot takes on whatever dumb stuff we were talking about. But it's not really dumb, right, people? It's Star Wars. Star Wars is never dumb. It's always fun. It's fantastic. We love it. We're going to be coming at you next time with a special topic episode dealing with The Last Jedi. We're going to do kind of our year in review. It's been a year since this came out. Actually, I think it's year to the date as we're recording this right now on the 15th, at least in my part of the country. It's rolled over to the 15th. Yep. So that will be our next topic, and then we'll come at you after that with another standard show. And then I think our last show of the year is going to be kind of our countdown of some of the best Star Wars moments of 2018, and that could be anything. It could be comic books, movies, games, you never know. So please, hopefully if you're new, you dug it, leave a review on iTunes when we show up. We've been accepted. It's probably not going to show up in the store for at least another day or two in terms of searching. But you can follow us on YouTube, StarWarsTime.net, whatever. It's all over there. You can get it. Get with it. We're here. It's official. We've been reborn. Star Wars Time is on its own. We're flying now. We're flying, Mommy. We're flying. Let's do this. All right, my friends. May the Force be with you. Always.